Thanks for coming over to this Amodeus. In today's Dungeon Under Champion video, we have quite a few things to cover, from event deadlines, champions, builds. But first, I want to get started with the viewer box review. Feel free to connect with me on Discord. The information is in the description. We'll be going over units, looking for strategies that will speed up your runs and hopefully your progression. The only thing you have to do is be willing to be on the channel. So as long as you're cool with that, go ahead and hit me up. Still got a couple people in the queue, but everyone is welcome to jump in and we'll get to you as soon as we can. So that said, the next thing I want to talk about actually came from a conversation I had with Leonardo, part of the community. So the King of Fighters event has gotten lost in the shuffle with the 15 other events we have going on. But if you haven't already gotten all your rewards from the event, then you got 2 days left. I bring this up because I had the chance to work with Leonardo, and he had a lot to say about how much he likes Kyo. Honestly, I was pretty impressed with the unit's performance as a solution for free-to-play damage dealers, something we were just talking about yesterday. It is a great free-to-play damage dealer from everything I've seen. So for anyone looking for a Steel Widow DPS unit, a fire damage unit, an arena fire damage unit, you know, he's bringing a lot to the table. Kyo brings mark, lower defense, and mortal wounds. And I know it sounds a lot like an Ink Ninja, but I mean, it really does bring a lot of stuff. Now, just on early game King of Fighter gear, it is putting up some solid numbers and delivering sub 60 second Steel Widow 10 times. Now, if you have Alya, maybe he's not for you. But if you're still hoping for a BM, then you may want to make sure you get all your tokens before the event ends so you can summon Kyo and start working on him. Especially with the event coming around so regularly, I think you're going to have the chance to scale him up pretty easily. The downside of Kyo that me and Leonardo talked about was his need to have the King of Fighter gear, which doesn't drop all that often, right? So you are going to have to do some grinding when the next time it comes around. So, speaking of grinding, in the background you see a team I have dubbed Relentless because that is how hard we are going for gold right now. So for anyone following along, I did replace the crit damage glove on Rota with a defense glove to see if it would lower the overall time by a lot. As you can see, it didn't lower the time at all. And this brings me to the last topic of today's video though. I've gone through the list of champions from the wishlist video and a bunch of our other videos. And one of the big recurring themes of what I'm seeing is how do you build this, how do you build that, and I really don't change the gear builds on my units all that much, so my intention is to take that list and start to put together a repository of builds, where I use these champions, what teams they should be put on, and what their role in that team is. Because I really want to provide a much better in-depth breakdown around those teams, team compositions, and ultimately the champions. And that way I can just say, hey, go watch this video if you want an idea of where you can start with building. Because how I build them isn't the end-all be-all. It's just a guide. Like, this is what the stats need to be for it to work in this team comp. You can do whatever you want. And I'd love to start seeing some of the best, quote-unquote, champions out there, right? Because there's a lot of champions where I'll say something like, oh, I was really disappointed in it. I didn't make a video on it because I don't think I have the right gear on it. Like the Dark Candy Munchkin Ginger Sweet is a great example of this. I don't think I have the best gear on her, but even with my best gear on her during this last laundry day, still a little unimpressed. But I'm saving judgment out there because I do need a couple more skill ups, but I just didn't like her performance. So before I put everything together, I want to make sure that I show everybody, like, this is what I had on her, this is what we tested, this is where we used her. And I think having a much broader scope of that will give everybody a better chance. Plus, in the future, if people are looking to build that, once they get that champion, they can just, like, Steel Widow DPS unit, and then hopefully the channel will be able to bring that up since I'll label them correctly. Now, this is going to be a lot of videos, and I realize that some of the subscribers are going to get a lot of notifications, and I apologize for that. So I wanted to warn you all in advance that we're going to start loading up a lot more videos around just different champion builds and stuff. We're still going to do the regular content. I want to make sure that we have more champions because it seems like there's just a lot of questions about specific builds and gear and stuff. And to give that team composition, like we talked about in the last few videos, is really important. And I think that gets left out sometimes when we actually do like a champion review, as opposed to an in-depth breakdown. So we're going to definitely be adding those. And like I said, I know it's gonna give some give some people heart attacks because it's going to be a lot of videos. So I just wanted to warn you guys. Now, keep the comments coming as far as like, oh, look, do you see that? Do you see how that was a flat stat? I'm done. This is how it's been all day. All day. Anyway, definitely keep the input coming. And as we move through and do more of the viewer box reviews, if you think that you have the pinnacle of what people should be striving for a particular unit, or at least a build of that particular unit. I know Random Den and a bunch of us have gone through and had conversations about different builds for different units. And I know everybody has like kind of like their own thought process on it. But I think it's good to get a bunch of different versions out there. That's one of the things like on the website DHC Builds. I love that website. But I mean, I just don't have time to spend on there like uploading stuff or doing that. I barely have enough time to do this particular thing, which means we miss out when there's updates like update 4, 4.1, or that particular unit got nerfed or whatever, the AI got improved, or it doesn't work on those particular teams anymore because of timing or whatever's going on, right? But I think that we need to kind of have something that's being updated. And I'm going to update the videos because I'm using the champs. So I wanted to make sure the community had that at large to be able to access. So like I said, I'm going to be loading those up, but it's not going to change anything else that we do. I just wanted to warn everybody there's going to be more videos coming. They're just going to be specifically around that. If you got questions, if there's a particular one you want me to start off with, go ahead and let me know. I already know Blade Masters, Archangels, Timekeepers. I mean, I got it. I got that message. I'll definitely do that, and I'll definitely spit those out. And to whoever fed their Dark Bomber early on, that's a heartbreaker, bro. That's a heartbreaker. But I'll be honest with you. I did build my Dark Bomber. I like my Dark Bomber, but I have not used my Dark Bomber in a month. As a matter of fact, I just looked at it after I saw your comments, and I realized like it doesn't even have a full gear set on it. So, and it's one of my top 30 monsters, so I should probably do that so that my guild's battle rank is better. But I just didn't notice it. So don't feel too bad about it. I think it's probably the best bomber, but don't let that get you caught up because you made a mistake on that. We all do it. So that was the last thing I wanted to talk about today. As always, thanks for watching the videos. Have a great day.